Hi,
Hi, Norman.
I want to take this opportunity in private to tell you how great the services were.
Oh, I
And
heard.
also my participation in reading the papers and the prayer book and everything was so much better than ever because I read so much better. And
Oh, that's great.
thank you.
Thanks for telling me that. Uh,
I,
so
I,
nice
I
to hear.
mentioned that, and a couple of the other folks in our class echoed what I said. It was just more enjoyable to be reading better, and not to garble up the words like I've been doing for over 70 years. So thank you.
My pleasure. So nice to hear. Thank you for thank you for spearheading that effort, and I know that you put a lot of time and effort.
Oh, Shabbat Shuva. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it
Hello,
was the
everyone. Hello.
Berkowitzes that made it so good.
Right. Hi, Natalie.
Hi, David.
Becky.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, hello. The Braidmans, you ready for round two today?
We are.
We are ready.
I don't think Ira will be with us, so we'll all have a chance to say something.
Round two of what?
We did Mani Shma this morning.
Oh,
We're not.
No.
We're already on chapter 10 out of 10.
unless we spend a little more time on, I was figuring that we would spend some more time on nine, but let's see.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
We didn't really do that much of it in class. It's a long chapter. There's a lot in it. Hi, Mike.
Hello, good morning, David.
It's afternoon.
Afternoon, all right.
Good afternoon, morning, afternoon,
Whatever.
Thursday, Wednesday. What does it all mean anyway?
It's Friday already.
Well, we're missing a lot of students.
Yeah, where is everybody? You all got my email with the link, right?
Yep.
We're here.
We're here. Well, hopefully more people will. Maybe people didn't remember that we had class.
Well, we
Well,
know who the serious students are.
Right.
David, the Braidmans and myself were invited to Hull to spend the afternoon, and we said no, we can't go because we have a class this afternoon. So
Oh.
Where were you invited?
To walk on the beach in Nantasket.
Oh.
Wow. I I admire your dedication. Think you're a little bit
Well,
crazy, but
I think if we hadn't missed the last 2 weeks because of the holidays, we might have played hooky and used the recording, but we'd already missed too much time.
here's some more people. Zoom has a new feature in this newest update.
Right, you need a passcode now.
That everyone is automatic. You can't get around having a waiting room. Everyone has to go into the waiting room and then be admitted by the host.
Unless you use a password, a
Oh,
passcode.
is that how it works? Oh,
That's what the rabbi was saying this morning.
yeah.
Well, I clicked your link that you sent out an hour or so ago, and I didn't need a passcode or anything.
Same with
Right. It was embedded in the link, I believe, Norm, wasn't it?
I don't
Yeah, I
know.
think that's the way we do it.
Hi.
Somehow it doesn't
Hi,
work.
Rona.
Hi, how is everyone?
doing well.
For dinner.
Good, glad to hear that.
Hi, Rona.
Hi, David, how are you?
Good, nice to see you. Hi,
Thank you.
Teresa.
Hello.
Hello, Annie.
Hello.
Hey, Annie.
Seems like
Hi.
it's been
Far away
forever.
in the next room.
Have we all forgotten everything we learned?
No, we had practice last weekend.
Open up to
That's
chapter
true.
1.
That's true.
We had lots and lots of practice last weekend.
That's true. Did people find the High Holy Days any different with your reading skills?
Yeah. Mhm.
Definitely better.
Yes.
That's good.
It was nice because I could follow the words.
And did that have any impact on your experience of the services?
Yes.
David, there was one segment, and I don't remember what it was, that typically I think you go faster, but this, for last Sunday, last weekend, you did really slow version of it. So I could follow the Hebrew, but if you're going too fast, I can't follow it yet. So, but it was nice.
That stands to reason.
And a lot
Yeah.
of it is confusing because there's some repetition. So
Yes,
you're going
yes.
along and then you have to go
Yeah.
back.
Yes,
Yeah,
That
that's
is
why like
confusing.
Jewish music tends to use a lot of
yes.
repetition, and it's unpredictable.
Right. It's not noted in any way.
Yeah. And like some people have done things like repeated the words, but then you don't know what the actual prayer is without the repetition, so
Right.
it's not great either.
Do you usually do the first two lines and then go down a paragraph and then go back to the first two lines and go down another paragraph?
What are we talking about exactly?
When you're singing from the book that we have?
From you mean the High Holy Day
It's like a
Machzor?
refrain. Yeah, there's like a
Yes.
refrain,
Yeah.
and then you do a paragraph, and then a refrain, and then a paragraph.
So sometimes it's the beginning of a paragraph, sometimes it's the end of a paragraph in a song. And sometimes it could be anything really.
I think that's what makes it a little hard to follow.
That it's not all the words that I'm singing. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. My synagogue as well does this. It's the same thing. You're reading the text and it's like, why can't we get just the text that we're going to be using? Instead, it's like two lines here and then skip down here and then skip back up there. And that is hard to sort
Well,
out.
yes, Norm?
I think that's somewhat personal preference by the Chazan, the singer, the chanter, what tune, like a Don Olam. There's lots of different versions of it, and some call for more repetition than others in different places. And, after about 40 or 50 years of doing it, you get the feel for it. And I may not get it the first go round, but there's enough repetition to pick it up the second or third. Sometimes I just close my eyes and don't bother reading. I just want to hear and get lost in it that way.
There are different styles, and it's partly, as you said, Norm, the preference of the cantor, but it's also what the cantor and rabbi also feel will serve the needs of the community best. Well, like when like in some communities, they would sing all the Hebrew. Like when I was growing up, the cantor would sing a whole paragraph of Hebrew and it would take 10, 15 minutes to do it because they would do it very operatically with a lot of repetition and, 12 different notes on one syllable, and we feel that doesn't really fit our community. It doesn't fit my style particularly either, but it doesn't fit our community to sing that much Hebrew. So now why not have displayed just the words that we're singing? It's so we don't have to recreate, so we could use what already exists rather than have to create everything from scratch. Because it just would take an incredible amount of time to do that. Yes, Becky?
So sort of unrelated, but it was fun. We were invited to a party. This was many, many years ago. And everybody had to bring in the song Adon Olam to a different tune.
Oh, yes.
So some people used operatic tunes. Steve, since he could play it on the guitar, we went with The House of the Rising Sun.
Right.
Nice.
The animals.
And we had 5 different versions of Adonalum, and they all worked.
Yep. There's one of the early Jewish semi-liturgical pop groups, a group called Safam, which means mustache.
Oh, yes.
They would often close their concerts, and I actually saw them in concert once, and they did this. They closed their concert with an Adonalam medley
Yeah.
of like they did Adonalam to like 10 or 15 different tunes.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Just back to
We
back.
went to a bar mitzvah once. It was opening day of baseball season, and they did Adonalum to take me out to the ball game.
I've never heard of that. That's great.
Yeah.
All right. It looks like we're having like a smaller group today. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but I think we should start. A lot of people absent, but that's okay.
They're in hope.
Well, it is a beautiful day outside. Maybe people did play hooky at the beach, and we were wrong, Norm, not to go.
It is
It's a
beautiful.
beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Well, let's. So, how did people do with chapter 9? You know, we covered in class last time, you know, maybe a half or a third of the chapter, and I asked you to, if you could, read the exercises through the end, and there were a lot of them, a lot more than we have in the past.
Yes.
So I didn't really expect people to do all of it, although if you did, kol hakavod, that means all honor to you. So I just want to hear from you how you did with it and how much of it you did before we go on. Rona?
Well, I tried to look through the whole thing. There were a few letters I didn't know. But I was very, very slow reading page 96 and 97
Mm-hmm.
and 95.
I thought that we had covered all the letters, but maybe I'm mistaken.
No.
We didn't?
I have to say the same thing. I did get through all of it, but my reading is very slow and I have to sound out every letter.
Well,
Right.
that's the stage that we're at, and that's okay.
Look at this.
But were there letters in it that we didn't cover?
I think there was one prayer that had a Z sound
Yes, and the G sound.
and a G.
Yes.
That's in the next chapter, David. 10.
So even in 9.
No, I know that the final letters are in the next chapter.
Oh, right.
Oh, so this included things that aren't in the...
Just a couple here.
I think it's some of the prayers.
Yes.
No. Wait, no, we have had a bunch of the final letters. The Zion we haven't done. Gimel
Right.
we haven't done.
I think those were the 2 that I found that we hadn't done, but
Oh. Zion
And the T, the tet.
Oh, the tet we did.
Oh, we,
No, we didn't do Tet. We did Tough. There's 2 different
Oh.
T.
Oh, we didn't do tet?
2 different letters that make a T sound. No, we didn't do Tet.
Where's
Oh.
no, the second.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's
I'm over here. Is it okay?
Oh, yeah.
let's do a quick review from the beginning of this chapter and then read some of the stuff at the end. Let's spend another week on chapter 9. I think it's and then we'll spend, I don't know, a week or 2 weeks or so on chapter 10, and then we'll oh, Denise is waiting to come in. Hi, Denise.
Hi.
You weren't waiting long, were you? Were you waiting long?
No.
Okay, good. Okay, we were just talking about chapter 9, which we did most of it last week, or we did maybe half of it last week, and for homework. So let's go back to page 87.
I think chapter 9 is one of the longest chapters, is it?
Yeah, I think it is quite long. So, so let's look at the table that has the 4 new letters. So we've got sin, which looks like shin, but the dot is on the other side. Does anybody have or remember a mnemonic or memory aid for being able to tell shin from sin?
Oh, sin is never right.
Oh,
Ah.
that's good.
That's a good one.
Very
Sin
good.
is never right. With the kids, we use shin shakes right because you shake hands with your right hand.
I like Denise's better.
Well, it's very apropos for Yom Kippur.
It's true.
All right. So, and then we have samich, another letter that makes the exact same sound. Both make the S sound, as in sit. And it looks sort of like a circle. And that's also a way to tell it from the final mem, which has also, but it's not as circular. It has a flat bottom, generally. And then we've got pay and final pay. Sometimes called final pay because it usually does not have a dot. So so we've had pay with a dot, in which case it makes a P sound, and we've heard some mnemonics for that too. That pay has a penny, or pay has a polka dot. But it also exists without the penny or polka dot. It makes the sound F. They're really the same letter. That's the way Hebrew works. That there are just like bet and vet. It's the same. It's one letter with 2 related sounds: a soft sound and a hard sound. The hard sound is always the one with the dot. So if you think of p, f, and p, your lips are in a similar position. It's a similar linguistic sound. Same thing, v and b.
B is the hardest. Doesn't
Okay, any questions about those new letters? Great. Then let's skip to page 89.
Could I just ask one thing?
Sure.
Is it okay to call the pay fee?
Yeah,
Okay.
right. Many people do. So let's skip to page 89. And let's go to the key quote at the top of the page from the High Holy Day Liturgy, since we're so close to it, that we have a little excerpt from the prayer Unatana Tokef, one of the main prayers of the High Holy Days. I sung it many times, probably heard me. And it contains these words, teshuvah, which means return or repentance. Return meaning return to your proper state of relationship with yourself and God and people. Tefillah, which means prayer. And tzedakah, which means righteousness, although it's often used for charity. Which is actually an interesting point of difference in religious philosophy between Christianity and Judaism, in that the word that Judaism uses for the word that each religion uses for giving to the poor to help them has a different root, a different philosophy. That charity sort of implies that you are doing it out of your sense of goodness, of your desire to do something nice for someone. Whereas tzedakah implies that this is the just thing to do. It doesn't matter how you feel, how it makes you feel. This is the just thing to do. I don't know. Does that make any sense?
Tzedakah is righteousness.
Yeah. It's righteousness or justice. Tzedek, the root is the root for justice. It's sort of more, it's a different kind of imperative. I don't want to denigrate the Christian approach. They're just come from slightly different places. Great. So, so we have this line at the bottom, which I think does have a letter that, is this one of the sources of the letters that you didn't have?
Yeah.
Right.
You're talking about in the key quote box, right?
Right. Yeah, so this does have two letters that we haven't had. I didn't
Right.
realize that. I thought they wouldn't put that in there without. But yeah, so don't worry if you can't read that because we haven't had all those letters.
Could you read that line though, please, David?
Sure. Well, actually, why don't you read the first word, Steve?
So I thought it might be Utshuva,
Where are we?
So
in
we're
the
at
top
the
of 89.
top of
89.
89 in the box
In the
from the
box.
High Holy Day liturgy.
Oh,
We're looking at this line. So this probably was one of the sources of words with letters that we haven't covered. So, but the first word, ut shuva, it's actually utishuva because
Because of the Shiva.
the shuva, the u is a prefix. So it's treated as though the shva is under the first letter. I'm glad I could give you all a chuckle.
Norm is smiling.
And the same thing is true of the second word. Anyone would like to read the second word?
Utafila.
Who said that?
I did.
Good job, Mike. Utafila. So the u is vav, whether it's the or u. They're both vavs. They both mean and. And is not a standalone word in Hebrew. It's always a prefix. So this is and and
I said it
and
right, but I didn't give it
a different syntax characteristic of Hebrew from English is when you have a list of things connected with and, in English you don't put it before the first one. In Hebrew you do. That's why you have you starting the sentence with and
Ends up.
and repentance or returning and prayer. Who would like to read the third one? This one you also have the shva pronounced. Denise?
Utzedakah.
Utzedakah. Yes, utzedakah. And justice, charity, right? I think we could read the next one too. We have all the words in the next word. Any volunteer for that one? Natalie?
Ma'avirin.
Good. Ma'avirin. Good. Next word? Norm?
I'll volunteer for the next word.
You got it.
Et.
That's good. We could do the next. We could do everything but the last word. Rona, would you like to do the next word?
Or Roa.
Roa. Yeah, roa. So I forgot to translate. Ma'avirin means either brings you past. Here it says cancel. Sort of the same thing. It's like nullify by taking you past. That root is to sort of cross over or pass. Et is a direct object signifier. It's not a translating word. Roa is evil or severity. Here it says severity. And I'll do the last word since we haven't had Gimel or Zion. Ha-gizera. And that's the decree.
Hello. I'm
Hmm.
stuck.
Norm.
Oh, I was stuck. My
The,
screen. Oops.
I'm sorry, Teresa.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just you guys are freezing, so I'm gonna mute so I can figure this out.
Oh, okay.
You just said something that got my mind clicking here. Ma'avirin.
Yeah.
Is there the Ivri? Is that a root? Because in Ivri, I've always taken that coming from the Haggadah, the Passover Haggadah, of crossing over.
Yeah. That's
And that
exactly
was an
right.
early derivation or concept of the word Hebrew,
Right.
crossed over.
Those who crossed over. Exactly. That's exactly right. Like the word for Hebrew is ivrit. It's from the same root. Those who crossed over. So that's how, if you want to know how to say the language we are studying in the language we are studying, Hebrew is ivrit, using this root.
Hmm.
Rona.
Is this a phrase? If you read the whole thing in English, what would it say?
Well, the translation is under it.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So it's a repentance, prayer, and charity cancel or bring us past the severity of the decree.
Okay, thank you.
Great. So now let's talk about underneath it in this
What's the
this table. We have an exception when you have chet with the single line vowel under it. At the end of the word, it's reversed. It's ach, not cha. At the beginning of the word or middle of the word, it's normal, cha. But at the end of the word, it's ach. So let's just to drive that home. Let's just do one word each from the reading practice here. Let's start with line B. I'll call on you, and you could either pass or read. Okay. Line B, first word, Mike.
Mishaleach.
Perfect. Good job. Second word, Natalie.
Mefayeach.
Great. Third word, Annie.
Hey, Anea.
Excellent. Next word, Rona.
Kerateach.
Perfect. You guys are good. Last word of line B, Denise.
Right. E. Sorry, I haven't practiced in weeks.
That's okay.
Ikafeach.
Perfect. Good job.
Yeah.
All right, line C, first one, Steve.
Vikuach.
Vekuach.
The,
Oh, no, you're right. It is vikuach. I'm seeing two dots where there's one. Vikuach. Perfect.
it's about time you finally saw two dots when we do it all the time.
Second, Becky.
Chit va keach.
Excellent. Third one, Norm.
Korea.
Good. I think we've got that. And who knows how to say happy holiday in Hebrew?
Chag Sameach.
Hag Sameach at the
Yeah,
bottom.
we got both of. We have it at the beginning of the word and the end of the word there.
And you also taught us the word calendar, the third word in line A.
Yes.
That's right. Lua,
Yes.
calendar. Does anybody know what the second word means in line A?
Ruach. Spirit.
No,
Spirit, exactly.
Oh, how'd you know that?
Roa.
What does it mean?
Spirit.
Hearing?
Spirit.
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 Oh, spirit.
Strangely, interestingly, Ruach means both spirit and wind. If it's a
Wind?
windy day,
Oh,
Wind?
yeah, wind. The word for wind and spirit is the same.
But it's not spirit like ghost. I mean, it's spirit like energy, right?
It's it's spirit, like that indefinable part of a person.
Okay.
What is the Hebrew word for a spirit that is like a ghost, if you know?
Golem.
So there are things. I don't know if there's anything exactly like that. There might be that I don't know, but like golem or dibik are used, but those are, I think those are from Yiddish, from
Yeah.
German, I think. I'm not totally sure about that. Yes, Amy?
So would you use ruach for soul?
Yeah.
I thought that was nefesh.
Well, yeah, but these words are so hard to define. Often nefesh is used for soul and ruach is used for spirit. What the difference between soul and spirit really is, a matter of
Becky says she just looked up in her phone and it said ruach can be the word for ghost.
Well, you know what's funny is, so ghost singular, it says ruach.
Mhm.
Ghost plural, it says rifayim. Rifayim? Can you read that?
It's too small. I can't see it.
Rifa'im.
Rif,
That's interesting.
Reish,
No, it's not a
Fei.
resh.
Yeah,
Resh, hey.
no, the first letter is Reish.
Oh, sorry.
Well, anyway, we're
Anyway,
taking us off the lesson.
Sorry.
okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Let's just look at page 90. Here's another really good phrase to know. At the top of the page, for well done, more power to you. Literally, may your strength be upright. Yishar koach. It's often said yashar koach. Sometimes it's said that way for both men and women. Sometimes it's said differently for a woman. Yashar kochech, with a female ending. For koach means power or strength. Good. All right. Let's skip now to let's skip to page 94.
David, I
Yeah.
have a question before you move on. On page 91, because I've seen it twice, at the very first line, the sixth word in. I don't know how to pronounce it because
Which one?
That's
the
a
sixth
tricky
word.
word. Starting with the mem.
Yes. So it has the two dots underneath, and I thought that's where you stop,
Yes.
but it looks like there's a vowel attached, the O. So I don't know how to say that.
That's a very tricky one. Does anybody know?
Is it mitzotai?
No.
Is it mitzvota? Mitzvotai?
That's correct, Natalie. How
Say it
did you
again.
figure that out?
That's a mitzvotai. That's a vav.
Got it.
It's a vav. So that what looks like a vowel is actually
Yeah.
both a letter and a vowel.
Oh, got you.
That's the only way that it can be, because you can't have one letter
Yeah.
with two vowels.
Yeah.
So that vav has to be a letter, a consonant.
And so it's an O. It's a letter with an O.
Right.
The O
It's a
vowel.
vav.
Okay,
The O vowel is the dot above it.
gotcha.
How do you pronounce
right.
the next word?
So mitzvotai.
Meats.
Vi-
That makes
That's also very tricky, and like very learned people pronounce it different. This kind of word slightly
Yeah.
differently.
okay.
The
Thank you.
question here is whether you pronounce the hey at all, right? So I would pronounce it vihiyitem. Vihiyitem.
So you're sort of giving a double syllable there in the middle,
V
kind of?
So I'll do it by syllable. Vihiyitem.
Okay.
Vihiyitem. But the hey is very
Soft.
soft, and fast.
Short, yeah.
Vihiyitem. So often people will just say viyitem. I don't know that it's wrong.
Oh,
I did ask you to read this page because this has a bunch of stuff I think we have not covered. This page is here for you to just find the root ayin, sin, hey. And we didn't do that, which so let's just skip it for now. There's so much to do in this chapter. Let's go to page 94.
Otherwise, 94. Oh, let's see.
And let's dive into doing a little reading, and then I'll put you into breakout groups for reading.
Oh.
So
This is
let's
You don't have
do.
a vowel, which is
the,
an
the
L.
letter after the B.
That's a towel.
What are we talking about?
Oh, the next one.
Sorry,
Sorry, sorry.
we were a little distracted by another word on that line. I saw a letter I didn't recognize. I
Okay.
forgot we're not
Okay.
muted.
All right. So
You're
let's
right.
go to exercise 5 at the bottom of the page. And let's each read, say, 3 words.
You said page 94?
Page 94, exercise 5 at the
Oh, I
bottom.
couldn't find the 5. Now I see the 5. Sorry.
You lost it?
Great. Steve, would you like to start?
Is that punishment?
Yep.
Um,
Line A, first 3.
Ka'af.
No.
Ka, ka, katsa.
Right,
Good
that's a
grief.
look-alike letter. The tzayin, the tzadi and the ayin could be
Katsaf.
right. So how do we know that that's tzadi instead of ayin?
Because it has a little shelf at the bottom, a little.
Right. It has
Oh,
a flat
right.
bottom.
Right.
Flat bottom.
And it's a ch, so it's katsach,
No.
ratzach. No?
Wait. No. It's not a ch. What's that last letter?
Oh, it's the
Is it-
final, because it doesn't have the dot.
It's the final F. Final
Final fe, yeah.
A. So katsaf,
That's it.
ratzaf,
That's it.
shutaf.
Good job. Finish
Well,
the,
eventually.
finish the line, Becky.
Gee, oh, that's wrong. Ooh.
Shachaf,
Good.
dachaf,
Good.
shachof,
Shakaf.
shakof,
No, there's no O.
shakaf.
Right.
Shakaf. Yeah. Good. Line B, first 3, Norm.
Norm, you're
You're
muted.
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 I'm getting repeated butt calls from my daughter, and every time I go to hear it, anyway. Yanuach, Yaduach, Yasiach.
Excellent. Good. Next 3, Teresa.
Leso, leso, hey, ak.
Good job. That was a tough one.
Yeah.
Yad, li, ak.
Good.
Ya, riak.
Good job. Line C, first 3, Annie.
Sa, son,
Good.
sa, phone,
That's it.
za, phone.
That's it. Good.
Oh.
All right. Natalie, the end of line C.
Kafit,
Nope, not E.
kafot,
That's it. Kafots.
afot,
Good.
afo,
Good. Line D, top of page 95, first 3, Mike.
Seva,
Good.
Seyach,
Good.
Sekvi.
Good job, Mike.
Ugh.
All right, Denise, finish the line.
Sehiach.
Good job.
Um, Shachar. Shachan.
Vowel under the vowel under the kaf is not.
Sha. Oh, I forgot.
A. It's A.
Shachan.
It's A. Denise.
It's what?
It's A.
Shachan.
Oh, that's
Shachin. Shachin.
Shachan. Oh, sorry. Shachan. Right?
Yep.
Yes.
Shachin.
Okay. And Keen. Keen. So Saki.
One more time.
Sakin.
Perfect. Sakin.
Okay.
All right, Rona.
Could I just ask a question on page 94?
Sure.
On line A, the third word in, what, is that shoe or,
Yes. Shoe stuff. Shoe
Third.
stuff.
Oh,
thank you. Where am I now? On line E?
Line E. Line E. And you could read the whole line if you want as a consolation for being last.
Okay, thank you. Miss Subach,
Good.
Miss Bean,
Good.
Misa Viv,
Nice.
Misu Da.
Yep.
Is it
Misudar.
Misu Da?
Yeah, they're the same
Yeah.
pronunciation, even though they're different letters. So, guys, I'm going to put you into.
Wait.
Oh, yeah.
Let me put my glasses on. Row E, the last two words, I thought the last words would be Misudad.
That's what
Yeah.
she
Oh,
said.
you're right.
Solid at the end.
You're right. It's Misudad. It's
I think
Misudad.
I said that, yeah.
Because I thought somebody said it was the same
I
word.
spoke and said that it was the same. Like I didn't see that it was a Dalit.
Oh,
Thank you for correcting that, Norm.
yeah.
Great.
Dod
So
and
I'll put
Dar.
you into,
Yeah.
so read. I would say skip down to the prayers and pick whichever ones you want. You don't have to go in order. So these are all of these are things from either the Siddur or the Torah. Well, these are all from the Siddur or the Machzor. These are all from the prayer book. So feel free to skip around or read what you like. Oh, Ruth is in the waiting room.
Oh. Nice.
Isn't that a great picture of her?
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
An artist
It
did
looks
that
just like her.
from the Facebook that she
Yeah.
posted from Shabbat.
Really?
Enough to-
That's awesome.
What? Ruth's?
Ruth's picture. That's
She
somebody.
lit the candles and
So
she came
beautiful.
out with this white dress in a white room, and
She did,
it
yeah.
was really nice. It was very, very nice.
beautiful.
How do I get out of here?
Yeah, we can hear you, Ruth.
I'm trying to get out there.
There it
I
is.
just arrived. Wait, why won't it shake? There we
In
go.
your video,
There you are.
Gotta be careful what I say. I don't want
I didn't see it.
No, put back up the other picture.
Yeah,
What?
we like the other. We like
I'm
your.
picking it up today.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
wow.
Oh, wow.
Tell-
I can't get anything for. I made him a holla. I don't know what else to do. What else can I do?
Tell Alan we all said hello.
All of a sudden, we all liked it, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't he? It looks kind of Modiana, I think. Minoir, with the angles.
Renoir.
Renoir. No, yeah, Renoir. My eyes. Okay, I'm sick. Maybe.
All right, we're going into breakout rooms.
David, what pages? What pages?
Page
do you want
95.
to read?
95, 96, 97.
Oh.
Pick and choose whatever you want. Feel free to skip around.
95. Okay. Give me a second to get organized here. 95, 96, 97. I'm getting there. Join the breakout room.
Umasbia.
Bia. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think.
Okay. Bia. Okay.
Use that little line, David, you can help us here on line B, the fourth word. Is it umasbia or umasbia? So does that little line under the bet make it into an accent?
That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
So there's one on the word before it too. So how do you
We
interpret it on there?
Ya de ha.
Good. And on the first
Yadeha.
word?
Poteach.
Perfect. You're batting 1,000. Right. All those are accent marks.
Okay.
Okay, so you're up, Denise, for that next word.
The oh,
Chol.
coal.
See how it's a little disconnect. The vowel is the T is disconnected and longer vertical. That's how this book does that O sound when that vowel makes an O sound. And it's almost
The
always,
exception.
yeah, the exception. And whenever it has the word kaf lamed, it's almost always that word kol, which means all.
Okay.
And it's a very common word.
So it's Lacole.
L'chol.
Lacole. Okay. Chai.
Mm-hmm.
Ra. So. Ra.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
Ratzon.
Ratzon. Good.
great.
Ooh.
Good job. Good job.
Should we
All right,
just
what
go
do you
to
want to try
C?
next? Sure.
Okay, it's short. Baruch. Ata Adonai. Eloheinu melech haolam. No. Okay. Pokeach.
Yeah,
Yivrim.
that's right.
Oh, good job.
Well,
Pokeach
do
Ivrim.
for two. Okay, you want to do the Mariv Aravim?
Sure, we'll do that.
Okay.
Bar Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam.
Nice. Do you want to go on?
Yeah, let me do at least three words. Aser, Asher,
Hmm.
Be, be, beer, Varo,
Bid Varo, yeah.
Varo, Ma, my, your, reeve,
So
my,
take it one syllable at a time. So it's not my.
oh,
What's the first syllable?
Ma,
The second syllable?
Ya,
No, it's ah.
oh, Ma, Ma'ariv.
Ma'ariv.
Good.
Okay, Annie, your turn.
Okay. Aravim.
Good.
Bechokhmah.
That's it.
Should I keep going? I'll do two more and then you can finish it up.
Sounds good.
Okay. Poteach.
That's it.
Sha'arim.
Good.
U, V, Uvi, Vu, Uvi, oh gosh, Uvi, Vu, Na,
That's it. Good job.
Ma, Sha, I forget what that word letter is.
It's a nun.
It's a nun. Oh, that's a vowel. That's got two vowels then? Or a nun always has?
The dot in it is something that we're going to ignore.
Oh, okay. So Mashane,
Mishane. Yeah.
Meshane, Yi, Team.
So Denise, when you have an ayin or an aleph, a silent letter, don't add a y like a y sound. Just start it with like that back of your throat. E. You know.
E.
Right.
Okay. E-team.
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 Team.
Good job, guys. I'm going to go to another room.
Okay.
See you later.
Ciao.
Don, not Don.
Nedar.
Go ahead. Oh.
Nedar.
Oh, okay. Hey, Nadar. Let's see. Hey, David.
Hi.
We're on page 96E.
Great.
So, Ba, Ko, Desh.
Good.
No, Ra. Ta, He, Lot.
Good.
O, Sa. No, O, Say.
Good.
Fe, Le, Fele.
Good. Good job, Teresa.
Okay, so you're up to G, and why don't you do that in the whole 3 lines in 2 minutes?
You want me to do that?
Yeah,
Okay,
you can
I'll do it.
I have
I'll do
confidence
it.
in you.
I could do it. Look, Laka,
Huh.
look, La, Ka, Oh, there's no, okay, you're right. Wait a second. Laka? No, lake.
You got it
Oh,
right.
I'm all,
You're
right.
deceiving yourself.
I'm all
Lacha.
nervous.
Don't be nervous.
Oh, I
Lacha.
see.
Just because I'm
Laka?
good, you have
Ah,
to do it again.
Dodi.
Dodi. Okay, next word is leek, ra, leek, rot,
Good.
ka, kala, pane, shabat,
Mhm.
nakabla.
Good job.
I think the last one, I typically say Nakaba, and I could be wrong, but I always, that's the way I chant Nakabala. But
Oh
it's
yeah,
Yeah, it's
because
often
it's the
said
stop.
Kabbalah, but sometimes, but if we're following the rules that we have here, it's
Yeah.
Kabbalah.
okay.
Really.
Okay, I'll go on.
Please do.
Leek, rot,
Good.
Shabbat,
Mhm.
leek, lechu.
It's not E.
Oh, lechu.
That's it.
Venail,
Mhm.
ka,
Good.
he, ma, core,
Good. Mikor.
hab, ra, cha,
Mhm.
may roast,
Oh, wait.
What
Do
was that?
that last letter. Do that last
it's
letter.
okay. May roast. Isn't that right? May roast?
It's
No.
the SH sound.
Oh, you're right. I was thinking it was the other way. Okay. May roche.
Yep.
Me kedem. Nasucha.
Mhm.
Suf.
Like, say that one again.
Suf with an F.
I think it's a soph.
It's so.
Soph, you're right. It is a soph. Soph. C.
Mm-mm.
No.
Not E. Vowel.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sa.
Good.
Ma. Hey. No. Ma. Hey.
A lot of syllables.
Okay. Ha. Sha. La.
That's it.
Ta. Lo. No. Tahila.
Okay,
Oh,
so go
great,
to the
Teresa.
next page.
That was good,
Teresa,
but
you're doing great. Go to the next page, line K.
okay. Okay, that I could do that. The al
Mhm.
kulam
Mhm.
lo ha no lo.
Yeah.
Oh
You had
wait,
it.
yeah,
You had it.
lo. Okay, I was thinking maybe that was the ak, but that's not. Sli coat.
Mhm.
Sla, la new,
Mhm.
machel,
Wait,
la
no,
new,
wait. The vowel under the chat.
okay, under the,
That was
okay,
right.
machal,
Yep.
is that right? Okay,
Yes.
la new, ka, Kaper,
Mhm.
La, Nu.
You just did the Yom Kippur service.
Oh, well,
I
that's
did,
great.
didn't I?
All in 3 minutes.
All right.
Cool.
Well,
Are we
if you really
supposed to go
want
on?
to, do number J, Norm.
Where's Avinu Malkeinu Chanenu V'Yanenu.
Actually, Chonenu. See?
Oh,
That
you know
long.
what? Teresa caught me up on that before. I'm missing that one. Chonenu Va'anenu Ki Ein Banu Ma'asim Ase Imonu Tzedaka V'Chesed V'Hoshienu.
That's it.
Nice. I had trouble keeping up with my finger pointing.
I had trouble
Nice.
doing it. No, most of that is from memory. It's
Yeah.
the prayers that we
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. Norm has a little advantage of a few more years of Hebrew experience than you do, Teresa.
Just a
I
few.
know I missed it. I missed it on Friday. You did Friday service and I was helping a friend and Adam's like, oh, I didn't realize you were doing it. I would have been definitely there to see it.
It was fun.
I'm going to go to another room, guys. You guys are doing beautifully.
Thank you.
So we were waiting for you.
We had lots of questions.
I'll ask away now.
All right. So we have a couple questions about when the Sabah is after a vowel or a consonant in the second letter. So if you look at on page 95,
Mhm.
and if you go down to the second D in the middle of the page,
Yeah.
second row, second word first, is it beta varu or is it bead varu? Bead varo.
Bead Varo.
Is there a rule or law for that? Why it's not beta varo instead of bead varo?
Maybe.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
How about the last word?
You
in
know
that
what?
same
You know what?
elongated?
Like the rule. The rule is like if it's a prefix, then you pronounce it. But this is a prefix, and typically it's not pronounced. Bead Varo.
Which
Right.
word?
Where are we?
So we're on page 95, the D in the middle of the page, the second row, the second word.
Bead
Varo.
Varo.
So
Bead
Steve
Varo.
is asking if we're not counting prefixes, it should be bead Varo. But I don't usually hear it pronounced that way. I might need to do a little research into that one.
What about the next line, Steve?
well, we also circled the last word in that row.
What about the last word?
So the chach with the shava in the middle of four vowels there. We weren't sure if the cha gets its own sound or if it's
Chochma.
a hachma.
Bechochma.
Chochma.
Oh, because it's that big, sorry, you're right, the big T, bechoch. So it's just bechochma,
Yeah.
we weren't, again, all of the questions we have, there's 4 or 5 words,
They're all shvas.
which was with the shavad, right, they're all shavad, like, so the next line, the third word, we think
Right.
it's uvit vuna,
Yeah.
but we weren't sure if it was uvita vuna, so it's the same. I think some of these you just have to know that the word doesn't pronounce the shavad.
Yeah. Yeah, again, like the U and the V are both prefixes.
Okay.
But usually that one is pronounced uvit vuna, from what I
Right.
can recall.
Sorry, David, I have to run.
Okay.
Okay,
Don't run, walk.
Bye, Teresa.
be careful. Be careful.
That's
Bye.
Denise.
Bye.
Bye, Denise.
All right,
Are we all back? Yeah, we're all back.
we're all back. We've lost a couple, but I don't think I need to ask you. So we have 4 more circle, but they're probably all the same rule.
Yeah. So guys, here's what I would say for homework is to review this chapter again and focus on reading aloud with a partner, pages 96 and 97.
Okay.
Or your choice of things from 96 and 97.
All right. Rhoda has her hand up, David.
Yes, Rona?
Can we go back to page 95
Sure.
on number D, the second line, the last word again? Could you say that again?
D.
B'chokhmah.
Why isn't it ha instead of ho? Why
Look at
does
the
it-
difference between the vowel under the chet and the mem.
It's that larger T, Rona.
It's
that
larger.
is pronounced
It's
O.
larger
I'm
and
sorry, what word are
disconnected.
you on?
The last word of the second line of line D.
Last word of the second line. Ara.
Ma'ariv aravim. That
I
word.
see.
Okay. got it.
B'chokhmah. So it's kind of subtle. That vowel under the chet, it's a longer vertical and it's disconnected.
I see, okay. Thank you. So is that the only one that's ho, when it's disconnected like that, it's always ho?
Yeah, that was a lesson. I think a chapter ago, we learned that vowel. It was a
Yes.
larger T disconnected is always an O sound.
Yeah, right.
That's actually,
Okay.
in many Sidurim, you're going to see that as the same vowel as under the mem. It is technically the same vowel, but the way that it's
Mhm.
printed under that chet, it's sort of it's a hint to you of how to pronounce the word.
Rona, if you want to go to
that.
77, page 77, that's the rule there.
Thank you for
Now,
finding that,
there are,
Teresa.
other books and other
you.
Sidurim might use a slightly different version of it. Like it's like in Sidur Sim Shalom, it's a little bit different. In Sidur Sim
Disconnected.
Shalom,
I see.
I'll
Thank
hold
you.
up to the screen for you. You can see one.
Teresa, you found that page quick. That was great.
It's all you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She caught me up on it. I messed up on it too.
You don't get any credit for anything, Norm.
I think. Hey, Steve, you're not even married.
And if there's 2 little dots beside it, it's
It's an
O
O.
also.
So,
Okay.
third word of the second line that I'm holding up here. Is that readable?
No.
No,
No.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Go to full, if you go to full
That'll
view,
work.
speaker view, you
Take
can
my
see it.
little-
Good one, Ruthie.
Well, let's try it this way. Second line.
Oh, no, even with this, it doesn't work, no.
No, okay, never mind.
Okay.
I'll just describe, like in Sim Shalom, it's more like a
Paper?
vertical, a horizontal line with a dot under it is how they do the same thing as that O.
so
All right,
instead of the
guys.
vertical line, they put a dot below the horizontal. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
That's what they do in Sidur Sim Shalom.
Vertical line. That's horizontal, the vertical line.
Right.
The vertical-
No,
a horizontal line with a dot underneath.
A horizontal line with a dot is the same as a horizontal line with a vertical.
No.
Okay.
Any questions before we say
Oh,
goodbye,
yeah.
folks? So let's meet again. We'll finish. We'll go over this, and we'll start chapter 10 probably next time, and get into
That's
the
the
very
last
home
chapter.
stretch.
Thank you again, David.
All right, thank
Thank
you.
you, yes, thank you, David.
Thank you.
I know.
Everybody have a great afternoon.
Thank you, Steve and
Yes, have
Becky.
a wonderful afternoon.
Rhoda, it was fun. It was fun being in the breakout room with you for so long.
Yes,
I
thank
get
you.
that,
Same
I get that
here.
all the time, because we study together.
That's right. So Ruthie, we have to make a date, but you'll.
I'll
Bye,
check with
everyone.
my schedule.
Thank you
Bye.
again, David.
Bye,
Bye,
bye, Norm.
everyone.